Right. Hey, gang, what's going on? Welcome to the INSIDEWAG Nutrition Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Chris.
And today we have Brittany Werner on, and she is the Director of Coaching here at Working Against Gravity. And we are going to talk all about some new things that we got going on, mainly meal plans and video coaching. So, Brittany, welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. Happy to be here.
So, lots of changes and new offerings from Working Against Gravity, and let's just go ahead and dive right in. Let's talk about these meal plans. What's going on with the meal plans?
Yeah, let's do it. So we have for a really long time, I think for definitely as long as I've been a coach, we have always had this sort of in the background feedback been coming from clients of like, hey, do you do meal plans? Like that's a really common question, right? That will come across. I think marketing gets asked that a lot. We see that in our info box all the time. Hey, what do you do? Do you do meal plans? And we always had this sort of stock answer, like, we don't do meal plans, you do. And I think we have a blog post still living out there somewhere with that. And I think looking back, we probably lost a lot of business with that answer. And we kept getting this feedback of we would love it if you guys did meal plans. We would love it if we had some sort of structure to this, if you could help us do meal plans. And finally, we just decided to start listening and offer the service to our clients. So starting at the beginning of the year, I think January 19th is when we sold the first one, we launched a product for our clients. We currently have 2 meal plan products. We'll get into it, the difference there. But on January 19th, was the date that we launched the add-on for meal plans for our current clients. And it's been amazing. It's been a really cool product to put out there just to help our clients get started. There's a lot of reservation for myself, I think, and you guys as coaches might kind of be able to tag on to this as well, because we don't believe, I think as a company, and I know myself, and I'll put my own personal feelings in there, I don't believe in putting a meal plan out there and saying, okay, here, take this 7 days worth of meals and snacks and put this on repeat and take it. And use this as your guide forever. You're not going to learn anything there. We're not teaching you how to better your relationship with food. And that's exactly, I think, if I were to look back and say why we made those decisions for 7 years or however long we've been saying, 10 years, however long we've been saying we don't do meal plans. I think that's why.
Exactly.
But we're taking this now and saying, okay, here, this is how we can get started. This is how maybe for a client who's never tried to track their food and this is brand new to them, man, this is a good stepping stone, right? This can help them get going. And there are definitely some barriers to getting it going, but we're doing it. And it's been super successful so far.
Yeah. So one thing I want to make sure that people know is that it's not necessarily their coach that's writing these meal plans. So it's like if I have if Chris was my client and Chris is like, yeah, I would like a meal plan, it's not necessarily me that's writing it. Can you talk a little bit about that and why maybe that is?
Yeah. Right. So one of many barriers to getting this started was some legalities of it. And this was something we really took our time and tried to figure out exactly how this could work. For at least in the United States, and there are some different laws depending on where you are. But in the United States, to be able to create a custom meal plan for an individual, it needs to be done by a registered dietitian. Now, you can, as a nutrition coach, certainly make comments on your client's food. You can say, hey, you can look at your client's food logs and say, hey, I suggest putting this food in here or taking this food out, or I suggest this versus that. That's absolutely under your scope of practice as a nutrition coach. But to create a meal plan and say, this is what you should eat to create this outcome, technically that needs to be done by a registered dietitian. We are so fortunate on our team. For a long time, it was only me. I was the only registered dietitian for a really long time. Then Alex came along, finished her RD. So we had Alex, and then just in the past, 6 months, Taylor Lucas joined our team. So now there's 3 of us, which is Great. That gave us a team of RDs who are able to write these meal plans. So how it works, say Chris is your client. Client Chris says, hey, Coach Josh, I would like to add a meal plan to my program. Then you as the coach, then fill out a little questionnaire. Maybe you consult with Chris if you have some additional questions, but fill it all out and say, hey, this is what my client likes to eat. This is what he doesn't like to eat. Any dietary restrictions he might have, vegan or any type of issues he might have. What was that me? Any type of issues he might have as far as like, hey, he doesn't eat dairy, he doesn't, whatever. All of that stuff. Fill it out, give it to the RD team, and we go to work. And we create a custom 7-day meal plan that includes 3 meals, 1 to 2 snacks, depending on the macros. Put it all together, and it gets delivered to the client and the coach. So the coach has a copy of it via PDF. Bada bing, bada boom. There it goes.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice and easy. Yeah, so that's how it works. But we wanted to make it really clear. Like, we did a lot of research on how we could do it. We wanted to also make sure we were doing it, of course, legally and safely. We do have some specifications. We want to make sure that we're not, of course, because we are registered dietitians, we can do and we can work with certain client populations, but WAG does not do medical nutrition therapy. We want to make that really clear that if there's a client who maybe is a diabetic or has some certain, we do work with diabetics at WAG, but we make it really clear that, hey, we're not managing your diabetes. You're working with your medical team to do that. We're working in conjunction with them. Mm-hmm. So we're not writing meal plans to help bring your blood sugar down or manage your diabetes. We're not writing meal plans to help you reduce your cholesterol, that type of thing. These are all meal plans to help you make meal choices and food choices to fit inside your macros. These are not meal plans to treat a medical problem. Like, we're very clear with that. Even though we are licensed registered dietitians in our states, we are not practicing medical nutrition therapy. Like, that's all made very clear when these meal plans are purchased and delivered. And that's something that we wanted to make sure across the board we were doing this in a very legal and safe way, of course, because the utmost importance for us, no matter what, is our clients. And this is just something that we found was so beneficial for a few things. And the first is our clients. Our clients are really enjoying them. And then also our coaches are getting ideas. They're seeing the meal plans and, oh, well, here's some food ideas I didn't think of for my clients. And I think a back end benefit that I'm seeing is sometimes we're prescribing some of these macros and we're looking, it's like, man, it's really dang hard to put meals together of these macros. Sometimes you look at macros on paper and you think, okay, and then you try to put meals together and it's like, this isn't working.
Yeah.
And that's a back-end benefit to it. So it's real life practice of the numbers you're giving to your clients, and it's great. It's okay to revisit things and think, okay, this is beneficial to some people. It really is. And I know you guys have all had, you've both had clients who have had the meal plans, and Josh was our first coach that we launched it to. I think I sent the message out to his clients and it took 3 minutes for a client to buy one. Wow. And that's when I thought, oh man, we have something here.
Yeah. I mean, I have, like you said, I got a couple that have them now, and there's a few people that have followed it to like a T and like just totally switch. Well, not totally switch, because when you ask the questions of the coach, for like what the people like to eat and what, what's going on, we submit like these are the top 3 to 5 proteins that they eat. These are the top carbs, these different things that you use to create the meal plan. So it's not like a total switch in their eating patterns. There might be some, but there's not a total switch. But anyways, I mean, I have a client that does it, to a T, and he's had like insane progress like over the past like 3 weeks. And I also have people that use it and they might only use the lunches and the dinners, or a mishmash of both of those, So there's different ways to use it to, depending on what you want and what you're able to actually do. So it's really cool. I always wish, when we do things like this, it's like, I wish we would have done it sooner, but better late than never. So it's really cool. It's a really cool option that we have now.
Yeah, it's even cool. I've had like a longtime client that's been with me for like 2 years or so, and just decided to be like, yeah, meal plan's out. I want to try that. Like, why wouldn't I? I mean, he's essentially been on his own meal plan this whole time because the guy just repeats the same things every day and just kind of like, uses flexibility with like a random dinner out or this or that and adapting. But for the most part, had already developed his own meal plan, if you will, outside of understanding that a meal needs to be comprised of, or should be comprised of, a protein, a carb, some fats and some veggies and things like that mixed in. Like the elements were there, but it just kind of brought him out. It got him out of his own little like scarcity tunnel that we can tend to get into when we do tend to put our nutrition on autopilot, and to make things simpler. Cause like that's generally a clearer, direct path to your goals when you can be strict and rigid and, reinforce the outcomes that you're trying to produce. But then, there becomes the part where like, okay, well, at some point you're going to start to unravel that when you do reach your goals, or you want to maintain them, or you're making a shift change on their phase with your coach, or your coach has recommended maybe taking a break, whatever. So it's been nice to have elements of those getting mixed in, like Josh said, like the mishmash. I think mishmash is a carb technically. Just incorporating new ideas, so even though they're producing the meal plans, it's not necessarily that they have to follow it to be successful. It just means that it's opening their minds to other opportunities. And that was very much our standpoint before when we said, we don't do meal plans, you do. And because we try to abide by the sense that we're providing the skills and the knowledge to provide nutritional freedom to the people that we work with, to our clients. And so we were very opposed to this rigid, scarce kind of idea of like, eat this, don't eat that. Well, not so much don't eat that, but this is what you're eating. So a lot of people can get tied into, well, this is all I can eat because it's on my meal plan. Again, we don't want that to be the end result. So again, it's a tool to then provide the sense of developing that freedom over time too. So it still does very much stand by that ethos that we still carry, which is we want people to experience freedom, Yeah.
Totally. And like, what I love about it is more often than not, when people come in, they want to overcomplicate things. Like, I think that the majority of folks, and I'm going to kind of brush with a wide brush here, forgive me, but I think a lot of people think that it needs to be complicated, and it could not be further from the truth. To be successful, you want it, just go for the low hanging fruit, make it so simple. And when we write these meal plans, Alex and Taylor and myself, all three of us, when you look at them, you can tell we all have our different styles of writing them, because you kind of gravitate towards the foods that you like and the foods that you eat, even though you're following the recommendations from the coach. But you can see it's very basic. It is a protein, it's a starch, it's a fruit, it's a vegetable in every single meal. It's so simple, the foods. And when someone's getting started and they purchase an add-on to their plan or to their subscription, or if it's Nutrition Coaching Plus, that it comes with their subscription now. It's just, we want them, even if they never follow it, they can still look at the visual and go, oh, dang, that looks pretty simple. Like, those are just simple foods that I can reproduce. Okay. Like, it's a different protein. Then we switch out the carb. We switch out the veg. Oh, it's different fruits. I see the pattern. Like, that's what we want to click. And then boom, like, even if that light bulb goes off and you never actually eat those foods, mission accomplished.
Yes,
great.
Absolutely. Take it. Yeah. So in that, Brittany, so we've been talking about meal plans for our clients and people that are already working with a coach, working against Gravity Nutrition coach. But that's not the only people that we will provide meal plans for. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. So we launched these beginning of the year, January 19th or so. We put them out. And to say that the interest was overwhelming, I think is an understatement. I had this delusion of grandeur that I was going to be able to do this all by myself. That no problem, Alex and Taylor, you keep going on with your life. If I need you as backup, I'll let you know. I can write these by myself. It's fine. When I think back of that, I laugh. I'm like, great. I think I got through maybe 4 meal plans, and I sent out the SOS. We got going and realized, oh, there's something here. People want this. Not too long into it, I think maybe it was 2 weeks, we had clients saying, hey, is this a service that you'll offer to anyone, or is this just for clients? My sister or my parent, I think the one we kept getting was, hey, my mother would love this. She's not, or my sister, it was a lot of family members. So 2 that ring a bell to me, it was at info at our general information inbox. 2 people wrote in asking about their parents. Hey, my mother would really love this. She's not interested in a coaching subscription, but I would love it if someone could just help her with how many macros she needs to eat, what her daily calories should be, and give her a meal plan. We talked over that and was like, this is absolutely something we could do. Like, there's a market for this, a product. Why aren't we doing this? So then came the idea of, let's try to create some meal plans for the general population, because there are people out there, as much as we love our product, and our core product is one-on-one coaching. I'm so passionate about it. I could talk about it for days. I'll talk anyone's ear off about WAG and what we do. But I know that there are people out there that don't want coach. They don't want one-on-one coaching, and that's okay. Like, they're out there, but there are still people who want help with their nutrition, but they don't want to talk to us. And I still think that we can help them. So we got to work writing meal plans that don't involve one-on-one coaching. And right now, as it stands, they're all weight loss driven meal plans. We have plans. We have plans to write other plans that are not weight loss. We would like to put together like a maintenance phase, and then also a phase for anyone who wants to build muscle mass, because those are important as well. Not everyone's looking to lose weight. Mm-hmm. We know that. But we just wanted to get it started with weight loss. So right now they're called the WAG weight loss plans, and you can go to our website. We'll link it in the show notes. And these are for anyone who does not have a current one-on-one subscription with us. You go and we'll ask you a series of questions. It'll start with, your age, how often you work out, what is your current weight, what's your desired weight, all sorts of demographic information, and it will end up telling you what calorie level you should start with. And that calorie level then will have 3 different phases that will slowly go down in calories. And each phase has 7 days of meals and snacks. And it's a $99 product. And we're really super proud of it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's great. We love it.
It should be noted, for what it's worth, they look great.
Yeah.
Like the packaging of the product, the PDF, and how it's all written out and explained and laid out for everyone. They're like, it's really great. It was like, even during the development process, when we got like the drafts and got to actually see like what it was going to look like, it was like, oh man, like, just like, yeah, we're really proud of it, from top to bottom. It's an awesome thing, and you should definitely check it out if you're in the market for something like that. If you want a little help, little guidance.
That's big kudos to our marketing team. I can't take credit for how pretty they are, because they're gorgeous. And yeah, they look great. And the weight loss meal plan, I just think that's such a cool product as well, because it's good for anyone. You can put your information in and they slowly go down in calories, and it's a sustainable goal, and you can move as quickly or as slowly as you need to move through that product. The foods are really simple, general foods. It's not anything wild. We made them when Alex and I wrote them, foods that, anyone would eat. Right. They're not anything out there crazy. There are simple swaps that are in the end. So if you get in there and it's like, oh, there's tuna on here, which can't even remember if there is, but like salmon, I do know there's salmon on there. Oh, there's salmon on here. I don't like salmon. At the end, there is, oh, you don't like salmon? Swap it for this. That's all listed out on there. Oh, you don't like broccoli? A good swap for broccoli is this. So they're doable for everyone. And it's an idea to kind of get you going. And if you find that you really like tracking macros and you're seeing some progress and you think, oh, I might want some additional help, that can be a door into one-on-one coaching if you'd like to give us a try. And it's just it's a cool product.
It's very polished, and on that note of what you just expressed about what's also provided in the meal plan, it's not just a meal plan, but it's the way it's outlined, the way you could print this out, put it in a binder, make it easily accessible. I do want to read the opening statement of one of my clients' meal plans, because I think it really sets a tone for what to expect from this meal plan, and it being a tool not only for success in weight loss, since we call these our weight loss meal plans, but also what we're setting you up to achieve through this and to understand. So it says included are 7 example days of meals to help you achieve your specific macronutrient targets designed for your goals. The days and meals can be used interchangeably and repeated for as long as you're seeing progress and finding these templates easy to stick with. We've also included a macro breakdown and blank meal template for you to experiment with designing your own meals. So I love that. I feel that that's like an above and beyond, because I probably, if anybody's used other meal templates or other things, strategies, it's probably just like, here you go. There's no learning element to it. It's just, if you stick with this, hopefully you'll see results, right? And then beyond that, there's no additional help. And so I love that part of the meal plan too, because it is, you scroll down to the bottom and then there's just this our big infographic of like, do you need carbs and fat? Do you need just carbs? Do you need just protein? Do you just need fat? Like, we're helping our clients understand and start to connect what is a protein, what is a carb, and all these things, so that they have an awareness of choosing particular foods to generate a particular outcome and feeling and satisfaction, which also helps improves people's success and tolerance and sustainability of any diet that you try to stick with. So, yeah.
Yeah, because what happens, like, why does a meal plan fail? A meal plan fails because ultimately you are out of your house, or you get sick and tired of whatever plan and you go, oh crap, I'm out of chicken, or I am at a restaurant and they don't have what the hell is normally on my meal plan. So I don't know what to do, right? That's why these things fail. So if we can go ahead and start to educate you or educate the client on, hey, I'm tired of chicken and rice and broccoli or whatever we have put on this meal plan. Here's how you can start to swap it out. Go ahead and start learning these things, because that is our whole goal of working against gravity, whether it is for meal plans or with our one-on-one coaching. Our whole entire goal is to help you achieve your goals and to improve your relationship with food, whether your goal is an Olympic medal or your goal is to lose 5 pounds and feel better at your kid's soccer game. Our whole goal is to help you learn to fuel your body and to feel better. And if we're not educating you, then what the hell are we doing? Then it's not worth it, So the meal plan is useless if you're not learning anything.
Agreed.
Right? So we have to teach you along the way.
Love it. Yeah. Meal plans. Check them out. Like Brittany said. Yeah.
I'm so proud. So proud of
Like
it.
Brittany said, we'll link those in the show notes, and we'll keep everyone posted on those. I want to switch gears real quick because there's another cool thing that we're doing, and that is video coaching. You want to jump into that a little bit? I mean, Chris, you have a couple clients you do video
I've got 4 or 5 now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. We'll be able to jump in on this one too. So yeah, go for it, Britt.
I think this one, I don't know, this one maybe has had more internal drama with our staff than external. Man, dun dun dun, the video coaching. It's I love it, and I'll be really honest with you. I've gone back and forth on it. Like, I think our staff knows that. I've never been absolutely against it, but I've thought, I don't know that it will take off. I've always thought, our brand wasn't built around it, so I don't know that it will be our bread and butter. And I still don't know that it will ever be our bread and butter, but it's going. It's taken off. So I'll give a little background and then I'll kind of let everybody know where we are. Maybe a year and a half ago now, we did a pilot, a video pilot. Gosh, maybe it's been 2 years. I don't know if
it's been that long.
I feel like it's been about a year.
Yeah.
Year and a half ago, maybe. Yeah, time moves in strange ways now. We did a pilot saying to add on a video call. And to be fair, it wasn't an exhaustive study, because I think we used 3 coaches, 3 or 4, and we said, hey, you can add on a video call for a certain price. And we had some people do it. Some clients take coaches up on the offer, and some coaches, or all the coaches who participated, really enjoyed doing the video calls. And the clients who participated in the video calls really also enjoyed it. And then nothing really much ever happened after that for a series of reasons. We were focused on other things in the company. We didn't quite know how to build it in, and it just fizzled out. It was like, not a lot of people added it on. Nothing happened. Fast forward to here we are today, and we kept getting, very similar to the meal plans, we kept getting this feedback at cancellation surveys. We always ask, hey, why did you leave us? And it's like, I wanted more connection. I need more connection with my coach. Chris was the one who was in charge of this. We kept doing these community calls. No one would show up. We kept trying to offer this connection. It was like, hell, we're here. We're offering this connection. Where are you? Again, your clients can only tell you things so many times until you get smart enough to start listening. And we realized that this is something we need to offer. So we created a membership tier called Nutrition Coaching Plus. And in this tier, it is everything that is offered in our one-on-one coaching, which is now we call Nutrition Coaching Essentials, which is just our traditional, I don't want to say just, but is our traditional text-based coaching that we've always done. Nutrition Coaching Plus includes one video coaching session a month, and it has taken off like wildfire. It's amazing. Right now, we have every single coach on staff has video coaching clients, and that is something I wasn't anticipating. That here we are, March 23rd, we're recording this, and that every coach on staff would have video coaching clients.
That's wild. Cool. Yeah. I don't think anyone was expecting it to pick up the way that it did.
And we have several coaches on staff that have double digits of video coaching clients, which is cool. We're learning that not everyone prefers text-based coaching. Not everyone prefers video coaching. Hey, shocker, people learn in different ways, right? And as any well-balanced company, we got to change with the times. And we are listening to what our clients are telling us, and our clients are telling us that they want to connect with us in different ways, and we're here for it. And this is a product, a tier that we're offering, and I love it. Our coaches are loving it. Our clients are loving it. And we've had some really cool breakthroughs. I've had really cool breakthroughs with clients. I think both of you guys have. We've had other coaches tell us.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Josh. If you were going
to. I was just going to say that kind of add on to the business part of it. So if you are a client right now, if you work with either or any of us, or Brittany or Chris or myself or any of our other coaches, and you want to do a video call, you can still do an add-on call. You can do that, but there's also the Nutrition Coaching Plus tier that WAG offers now, where you get right off the bat the one time a month video call and the meal plan, all right off the jump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you have the option kind of to have it however you like. You can do the traditional Nutrition Coaching Essentials, which is the text-based coaching through Seismic, where, and say you just have an important event coming up. You're prepping for a race, or you're getting married in 2 months and you want to talk about something, anything. Or you just, hey, you've never met your coach. You've been working with them for 2 years. You've never met them face to face, and you want to talk to them. Whatever. You can schedule an add-on call with your coach and do that one time. And we have lots of people do that. Or you can opt into this Nutrition Coaching Essentials, where you get a call once a month. So you can do that either way. And we offer that, and it's really cool. And you can do that via Zoom or Google Meet with your coach. And we haven't had any issues where, we have clients from all over the world. So you and your coach pick a time in a day that works well for you guys. Yep. And haven't had any issues with scheduling or anything
had a
like
guy
that.
from
yeah,
Lisbon.
It's been great.
That we had to.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we had to
cool.
figure it out, but it was really easy, and it's like no problem at all. I anticipated it being a little challenging, working with different time zones and people, especially overseas. But thus far, like, no issues. It's been great. It's been really cool.
And I'll be the first to admit, like, we anticipated all of these things, like, and it's changed the way our staff works. And I know that, and it's definitely a consideration I've had to take on and we've talked about this. We were a staff of people, and I will shout this from the rooftops always, we have an amazing job. Like, I will always say that, and I would never take that for granted. I talked about that when I did the podcast with you guys. Like, I never take that for granted. But our role is shifting a little bit, or a lot of it. Like, I had a job where I could wear anything, be anywhere, never had to worry about being on camera at all, to now, especially for some of our coaches, if they have, 10 plus clients who they are on doing video calls with, now, okay, for several days during the week, we need to look presentable. We're still a very casual workforce, right? We're not having to, be dressed up, but we need to at least look presentable, be somewhere where we can be on camera, be talking to people at a specific time in the day. And that's changing the way we work, and it's changing a culture. And it's something we had to talk to our staff about and say, hey, this is something different. I'm asking you to do something different and serve your clients in a different way. And luckily, thankfully, we have some amazing people who work here, and we're like, all right, cool. I'm game. Let's do it. We didn't lose a single coach because we rolled this out. Not a single one. And if we would have, I would have totally understood, because it's a different gig. This is something different. I do think it's a welcome shift for some coaches who are just typing all day, and hey, it's now you get to talk.
Yeah,
like Chris
I love this idea, because I felt like it was like connection, and it's a tough thing being in this industry and coaching people, and you're typing through written word, and you're hoping that what you're trying to relay to the client and the feedback you're giving is being received, but you don't know what's really quite going on the other end. Are they reading it thoroughly? Are they getting the notification from Seismic that your coach has responded, and they see that and they open up your check-in in the middle of the workday when they're already into something else, and then they just kind of skim your check, and they're like, oh yeah, and then they just put that down and go back to what they're doing? Do they give you feedback? Like, there's a lot of nuances with every single client. Like, every single client is different. The way they show up, the way they participate, the feedback they give you, what they're telling you about what's going on in the world, the authenticness of like their
that's a good new word.
Authenticacies or whatever. Authenticies. And what they're actually providing you, because a lot of this is reading between the lines and maybe picking up on something you want. And so there could be at times where you're like, am I making a difference in this person's life or this world? You know what I mean? Because some clients will tell you that, and others just will shoot you a sentence or two, and you're like, okay, that's what I got to work with. So I'm going to do the best of it, and generally what clients are willing to give is what they tend to take and get out of the process. But for me, just to be able to sit here face to face with a client like I am with you two today, and just get to the bottom of stuff, and then just look somebody in the eyes and be like, well, what don't you understand about that? Or what questions do you have? Or like, what's not, how do we connect the dots here? And then just being able to ask that question, get an answer, and be like, does that make sense to you? And them going, yeah, actually, that light bulb just went off. Thank you. You're like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I've been saying that a couple of times, but you know what I mean? It just takes different things for different people, and that's fine. And that's the beautiful part of it, what I've really been enjoying, because we work from home. All three of us on this call right now have been probably working from home for about 6 or 7 years doing this job. So we have to be intentional about leaving our house, and then, having to be at a certain place in a certain time, like Brittany was saying, does put a little wrench in the autonomy and the freedom that we have to make our own schedules, because essentially we abide by the rules of, like, you know, every check-in and every message has a 24-hour response time, Monday through Friday, when we are open as a business. And that's what we have to adhere to. And so that gives us a lot of freedom to kind of like pop into the day, get some work done, go get a workout on, go run some errands, do some laundry, you know, all the things that are the benefits of working from home. And so, but as you said, I think it is a really cool thing that everyone on staff step up and said, this is a great idea. We're willing to give it a shot. Like, nobody shot it down as a bad idea. They're just like, I guess we won't know until we know. And so, and we found out, you know, and so it was cool.
Yeah. And there was definitely reservation. Like, you could hear it in everyone's voice. You could see it in everyone's eyes, you know,
but
you know, I announced it on a staff call and there's just eyes, you know, and it's like, all right, we're going to try, and I'll give it. Everyone tried, and slowly the early adopters were like, guys, this is good. I'm having breakthroughs with people. And then every single one of us ended up getting some clients who opted in, you know, who upgraded their membership or who scheduled add-on calls. And suddenly we were like, oh, this is good. I was able to explain something that it would have taken weeks to explain. Or, you know, we had Tara, who was on one of our calls together, and she said, oh, you know, a client just explained to me she's been estimating this whole time, and now I understand why the scale wasn't moving. And it's something that she then explained to me, you know, on a call. And it's something she never explained via text. And it just is so great. And I'm really excited to let this continue to grow. And I hope that it's something that we can continue not only to push, because I know not everyone wants video connection. As much as there are people who want it, there are some people who absolutely don't want it. And that's great. We will continue to offer it both ways. I also know that the people who work here are phenomenal. And if clients can get to know the personalities behind the words that show up on their screen, they're only going to love what we do even more. I know that for a fact. So it's one of those things, you know, Josh, you said earlier, gosh, with the meal plans, I wish we would have done it sooner. This is the one thing that I just kick myself. I'm like, man, I wish I would have really pushed us to do this sooner, because it was a little bit of fear. It was a little bit of the logistics of how do we do this? And man, I wish we would have done it sooner, but now we're here and we're doing it, and it's great. Like, I think we're making breakthroughs with clients, and clients are enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it too, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's things that we can offer. We're out there in the space and we're putting out information and putting out things that make a difference in people's lives, you know, and that's what we're here to do. And I want to be able to have a product and have coaches who represent a business that can coach someone and offer what we do to a wide variety of learners. Hey, you want to learn via text? Great. You want to learn via video? Awesome. You want to learn via audio recording, and you want me to send you text talk and I'll just record things and link it in Seismic? Awesome. However you want to learn, you let me know and I'll cater it to you. Like, we have, again, I know I'm biased, but I think we have some of the best nutrition coaches in the world who work here. And I certainly know we have the most passionate people in the world who work here about what we do. And we have, I think, in the past done ourselves a disservice by not molding our information to the learner. We have had one way of doing things, and we're not doing that anymore. Now it's like a client walks in our door, comes to us, and we can now assess that client. Hey, how do you want to be served? Like, do you want to do this via video? Do you want to talk text with us? Do you want me to record a Loom video and show you how to do this? What's best for you? We got you. We can do this however you want to do it. And how cool is that? Because we have such a wealth of information that we cannot wait to get to you.
Yeah, we're very much a company that's on a growth path, and we're not afraid of evolving and trying new things and learning from our mistakes and learning from our successes, just as we hope our clients do, you know? Yeah. We are the example of what we expect our clients to show up and do. So we live by what we say. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we can't stand still anymore, right?
Onward.
Yeah.
Rocket ships.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's so exciting. We're doing some really great stuff. So I'm excited.
So
hell yes.
We are. It's, I mean, it's kind of, I was going to ask like a question, but like that was so good. It was such a good way to like end an episode. Like what you just said, then Chris, what you just said. So I feel like we should just like, it's not going to get any better than that, gang.
Well, you can ask the question, you can splice it back in, but you know how to do that?
We can fix it in post. Fix it in post. Well, it wasn't even really a question. It was more of along the lines of we have to be able to attack on all different kinds of platforms and all different kinds of mediums, you know, and for the longest time it was text. And we did that, and we did that really well. But times change, and we see that other companies are doing things like this. We see that other people are providing this kind of service. And like you said before, Brittany, people want it. So we would be kind of foolish to not, you know, pursue it, or at least try it and give it a shot. Like you said, we piloted it. You know, there's other things going on. Didn't really go anywhere. The turn of 2023, we had the opportunity to kick it back up again and really go for it. And it's really like proved beneficial for like everybody involved. So yeah, we have video, we have text, we have audio, covering all the bases. And that's something that we've never been able to do before. So it's really exciting. It's a really exciting time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you're going to see a lot more of that from us moving forward. Like we're going to continue to try things. And just like Chris said it so well, like we do that with our clients all the time. We say, hey, we're going to try this and see how it works. We're going to continue doing that as a company. We're going to continue to try things, new ideas and new ways of delivering information, and we're going to see how it works. We're going to keep doing this because we have knowledge and information, and we want to continue evolving, growing, and doing things. The way that our society likes to consume information is changing. It's changing rapidly.
So fast.
I think
so fast.
Yeah. Post-COVID really changed things. We are so used to working from home. I think we're not the norm, right? We worked from home way before a lot of people did. So now this whole drive for connection really spiked after COVID, right? That is where, when I look back, I see that spike of like, oh, we need more connection. We want more connection. Clients really wanted this post-COVID. Before, this text-based coaching thing was great. And it was like, oh, I don't want to talk to my coach. Ooh, why would I want to talk to her? I like to keep her at a distance. I don't ever want to talk to her. And then COVID happened. You know, everyone was at home, and it was like, oh, we need this drive for connection. And I think maybe if I look back, we all thought, that will pass. Let's just put that on a shelf and hope that passes. It didn't pass. And luckily, we didn't keep it on a shelf and just ignore it. Because humans are not meant to be alone. We are meant to be with people, and we are meant to have that connection. And believe it or not, your nutrition coach is, if you're doing it right, I think, is someone that you are sharing a lot of very personal information with. It doesn't mean it's intimate information, but it is personal information. It's what you're eating. It's how you're behaving. It's your workouts. It's how you're sleeping. It's personal information. And the more connection, and that word can mean a lot of different things, but the more connection you have with that person, the better relationship and ultimately the better results you're going to have. So if you can connect, the best way for you, and maybe for you it is video, and maybe for you it's text, but if you can connect the best way for you, it's all going to snowball into the better results for you. And yeah, we have to, as a company, continue to open doors for connection.
Bingo.
And we're doing that with Mighty Networks. We're doing that with video coaching. We're doing that with meal plans. We're doing that with Instagram and TikTok and all the things that we're trying to put out there now. And it's all about bringing a community together and creating more than just macros, creating a real community around nutrition and around our company. And that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. We value community, and we just want to provide value to our community. So yeah, we'll do that in every way possible.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, gang. So yeah, I mean, if there we got jumped over the first like good like ending, that is an even better ending to this episode. It was awesome to have you on, Brittany. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you guys.
And again, if you want to work with us, if you want to work with me or Chris or Brittany or any of the other coaches that are on staff, they're absolutely wonderful. Please go to workingagainstgravity.com and check us out and look up our one-on-one nutrition coaching. All right. And if you have any questions, there's a little chat down there, and that goes directly to some of our staff members. Brittany actually will. She's on there sometimes. If you have any questions, you can talk to her or someone else, and we can help you out. So that's about it, gang. So thanks a lot for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next time.